they're all running together.
Episode 35 of the Kitchen Hook podcast. Special guest Nic Zeil on the pod. So, I'm glad you introduced him during it because I would have butchered that name.
I thought it was Zeil.
Me
It
too.
was Zeil at first.
Me too.
Yeah, man, it was a good episode with him. These guests keep just like, it's funny because I said this about a lot of kids I played against in high school and college, and then you meet them off the floor or off the court.
How does this happen?
And what's going on?
I didn't hear a word you just said. And that's the first time it happened. All right, you're good. Go ahead. Talk. Kids from high school.
Okay. Yeah, so like I would play against kids from high school. We talked about this with Riley, I think. Like how you have this idea of them in your head, and then you meet the person they are off the floor and they're just completely different. But with Nic, it was different. That, but it was in like
that's how
he's a well-rounded cat. Like you could tell he's very well versed in a lot of areas.
That's how I felt too. I was like, sometimes like with the ones we don't know, I just, like you said, I don't know what to expect half the time. It's like, okay, I just hope that they open up really. And he did think like, I like when guys don't come in and they're all nervous and stuff like that. So that was good. But
absolutely.
It was good to hear confidence with the whole outlook on the season, because like I said, like it's just nice to hear that from guys that are on teams that normally kind of struggle in a sense, I guess. Not trying to be like a dick, but I'm just keeping it real.
No, I mean, I think it's obviously accurate. Like CCU has in the very recent years has been at the bottom of the RMAC, and they've kind of had a couple years where they were flirting with working their way up a little bit more and getting into those playoffs. But yeah, you're right. But I think the big thing and he kind of said it himself, was there's some continuity and some young guys that are talented that they're excited about that they brought in, but also that healthy dose of those older guys that have been there a little bit too.
I'm just glad they're giving Coach. Oh, I'm having a brain. Simmons. Like this long of a run. I like that. I like that it's not like, oh my God, panic win now. We got to do this now. Like a lot of people do and don't give good coaches a chance because they don't understand in this day and age it's hard to build, especially smaller schools. It's hard to build when you're underfunded and stuff like that. You have to really make the most of what you got, and so I'm glad that they're still trusting him because I think that he can do it. I mean, you don't coach professionally for no reason, right? So I think he's gonna.
Well, and like we said, they've showed those moments in recent years of being a team that can really compete, and I think it's a healthy dose of roster switch ups and some discontinuity, in the recent years, but now they're kind of getting to that point where they have the continuity that I think, like he said, it feels like 15, 16 guys are all bought into the same goal. So that's, that's step one.
Agreed. So
Bushel, I want to talk to you. I want to recap real quick this first weekend of RMAC.
Yeah, I
kind of get some thoughts real quick on that.
The screen with all these teams because I went to the so let's just run down this real quick. Fort Lewis, Los Angeles State. I'm not shocked that Fort Lewis lost because it's a new team. It's like it's, you know what I mean? That's kind of stuff's bound to happen. Colorado Christian obviously lost to St. Edwards. Highlands lost to Eastern New Mexico 102-75. Adams State beat Permian Basin 70-67. Congrats to that's cool for Kenny. Good for him. Western opened up the year too with a good win, 59-57. I was following that game, so good for them. Pueblo lost in double overtime, 80-74 to Midwestern State. Mines took care of business against Lubbock Christian, won by 2, 61-59. West Min beat Western New Mexico 75-69. Dallas Baptist beat Colorado Mesa 89-84. That one actually surprised me. I'll be honest. I'll talk about that one real quick when
Hmm.
we're done. Regis lost to St. Mary's University out of Texas 81-78. Metro beat Fort Smith 101-84. Metro looks really good. People better watch out for them.
Hmm. Shout out
Kingsville,
Coach Glove.
absolutely, they got them going. Kingsville beat Mines 54-49. UCCS beat Cameron 67-65. BH lost their home opener 72-53, and then Shadron lost their home opener to Texas A&M International 80-78. So
Yep.
Friday's games, what kind of stood out to you?
Well, I only got to watch the Black Hills State game. I didn't watch any other
Mm-hmm.
games, partially because, and side note, directed at you, Lone Star Conference, take
Yeah,
that take that paywall off your stream.
do it for the
Get that out of
tournament.
here, man.
Do it for the
Come
tournament.
on. Yeah, like do it for postseason. You don't need to do it for every single regular season game.
I'm
But
trying
that's
to watch.
beside the
Yeah,
point.
you
Yeah,
rant,
like I,
say it,
I
because I
was
want to
I
see my
was
boys
I
play.
was I was really trying to watch like two or three RMAC games at a time, and a lot of these RMAC schools were playing Lone Star
Yeah,
at Lone Star teams,
I'm not
and
paying.
it's being streamed by them. I ain't paying for that. You kidding
No,
me?
stupid. Makes no
Um,
sense.
but regardless, watching Black Hills, I think, and we were texting about this a little bit. Um, I think the big area on the defensive end that they're going to see, or they're going to hopefully get figured out, and I saw that caused them some issues was rebounding, and they obviously they lost the best rebounder in the country
Mm-hmm.
this year to CSU, but um, that's one area on the defensive end where I can see where they're going to have to do something, I think, to limit those second chances, and I think they're more than capable of it. Um, but also just they still have that resilience and that putting their heel in the ground and fighting back, and I love to see that in both of the games, win and
Yep.
loss.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree with you. I felt like I texted you right before it started. I just got that weird sense. I was like, you know what? Actually, if they lose this game, I would not be shocked, just because brand new team, um, a
Hmm.
lot of hype. I mean, you saw it too, the videos and stuff of them saying natty and all this stuff. Like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I understand. Like, what are you supposed to say there? Like, oh, we're focused on getting better every game and playing our best basketball in March and hopefully making a run. Stuff like that. Not natty this, natty. Like, dude, you guys got to pump the
You're
brakes a little
hating
bit. It's
on
a
their
brand new
you're hating on
team.
their dreams, man.
It's a brand new team. Like, focus on the next day. The stuff, like, I understand setting that as your
Oh,
goal,
you kind of cut
but
out.
like, teams see that as bulletin board material when that gets played in the gym. You know what I mean? They're like, oh,
Mm.
like, okay, like, let's prove these guys wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
the wrong people hear that and they go crazy. But other than that, offensively, I felt like they just struggled to find their roles and find just their identity. And I thought, like, the second game they did a lot better, because I thought Matt disappeared down the stretch of that first game, where it was like, dude, I need you
Mm.
to take those shots. You miss them, who cares? But I need you to take those shots. Type game.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Mesa shocked me, honestly, because I didn't think they were going to drop that first one. But Dallas Baptist is a good squad.
Hmm. Yeah, and obviously they beat CCU as well, you know.
Mm-hmm. And then
So,
Saturday night, just running through the scores real quick. Fort Lewis beat Eastern New Mexico by 20. Highland, they had a 49-point second half, so that's impressive. Highlands
mm,
beat Highlands is looking nice, dude. Because Angelo State's
hmm.
19th in the nation. Highlands won 68-65. Adams State won 78-73. West Min lost to Permian Basin 66-54. West Texas beat Western Colorado 71-48. Dallas Baptist beat Colorado Christian 114-75. Mesa beat St. Edwards 89-73. Lubbock Christian beat Regis 73-52. St. Mary's out of Texas beat Mines by 10, 87-77. Metro beat Oklahoma Christian 74-64. Mines beat Texas A&M International 84-66. Black Hills State in their OT game against Arkansas Fort Smith came back and won 77-72. Cameron beat Pueblo 70-63. Shadron beat Texas University Kingsville 109-70, and then Midwestern State beat US. Yeah, Midwestern State beat UCCS 93-35. Dude, they got 40 balled.
That's tough. That's tough,
I've been
man.
there. That sucks.
I'll say this, just overall, I think between both of the conferences in this region, it was fairly evenly matched. I don't know what the actual split was, like win-loss record between the two conferences, but it seemed to be fairly evenly matched. So that's cool to see that the two conferences in this region are going head to head and having some good games.
Mm-hmm. I think we might have won that. You never know. Who knows? It was probably close, but it was
Yeah,
good.
I'm not
It's
sure
good to
what the
see
spread was.
see it like that. I'll post the spread in the graphics. You'll see it right now.
Hmm.
Um, which I don't have it for you. I can't just say it with it because bad research by me and Hilks. Other
Yeah,
than that,
we don't know the details
I
on
don't have I don't have a guy sending me stats every day. I wish I did, but
it.
that'd
Yeah,
be nice. I
that'd
open
be
my phone up
awesome.
like, oh hey, did you know this? Um,
Hmm.
Episode 35 with Nic Zeil. Hope y'all enjoy.
Peace. What was beating Northern Colorado like? I'm sure it was an exhibition for you guys, but still, that's or for them, or was it for both of you guys?
It was like it was an exhibition, but we put it kind of on our website. We keep Division 1 games off our website just in case we
Yeah.
get killed. But we put it back on the website when we beat them, and it kind of turned into just like a morale thing. It was really cool though.
Yeah. What was the
Yeah.
game like? What's
So,
kind of some
I
big things
know
you
Yeah.
remember from
Ben,
it?
Nick or Tate. Ben. He he was saying when they beat they what happened? They beat Air Force one year, and after that, no
Hmm.
one wanted to. No D1s really
Mm,
wanted to schedule them anymore because they're like, yeah, I don't want to take that L, to,
Yeah.
especially to a D2 team.
Hmm. And yeah, we had a couple guys that went crazy that game. I think Jason had about 25, 27 that game. He just
Mm-hmm.
wasn't missing. And you could just tell in their eyes, like once this game started getting tighter and tighter, close to, like towards the end, like you could just tell, like oh no, we're about to lose to these guys.
Because their team's not
Um,
bad.
no, they
Did
were good. They
you
had a.
did you lead the whole game, or did you was it kind of back and forth? What kind of
It
game
was
was
pretty.
it?
It was pretty back and forth. I think at one point we were down by I want to say 8, and then we kind of just kept chipping away because like they had this dude that transferred, I think Virginia, I think, or no Tennessee, and he's
Mm.
playing really well over at Tennessee now, and he was giving us problems. But
Oh, Dalton Connect, yeah,
we just
Dalton.
yeah we just kept chipping away at the lead and kept kind of feeding Jason and feeding guys that were really hot, and it worked out.
Mm,
It's pretty cool.
yeah. Um, Fun fact about that: you beat my former JUCO coach, Coach Smiley. There, you guys took him down, so I
That's
know he
funny,
was sick after that.
Houston was there
That's funny.
too,
Yeah.
isn't right?
Yes, and yes, indeed, he's the assistant there.
Yeah. And then kind of the way that we won the game, it was like a game-winning alley oop tomorrow. That was really cool for him since being a freshman and all. He didn't play a whole lot until then.
Yeah.
Um, and just like giving him that opportunity, it was pretty sick to see.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
Um, so you how
Bush, what you doing, man?
I'm looking
Jeez.
at the roster right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking at the whole CCU roster because I was about to ask him, like, so you're from Kansas City?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right. You played at Creighton. How was that?
yeah, it was cool, man. Man, I could talk all night about it. Honestly, it was pretty. It was a crazy experience. Just like
Okay.
from the moment I stepped on campus, being with all these guys. I mean, I knew some of the guys being from Kansas City and Omaha and Missouri are so close to each other. Like Christian Bishop, he played at Texas after he transferred to or from Creighton, and
Mm-hmm.
then just like being in an atmosphere where I didn't really know what I was walking into, to be honest.
Nic Zeil,
And
Kansas City,
just
Missouri.
that summer, we got to go to Australia, which was pretty cool. For like some exhibition games, we were there for about 12, 14
Nic
days,
Zeil, Kansas City, Missouri.
and went to a bunch of different cities in Australia, which was got to see a bunch of cool things like saltwater crocodiles, the Great Barrier Reef. Like
That's cool.
it was sweet, dude. And then that season, like we started kind of I think we were unranked at the beginning of the season, and then uh, the moment that kind of changed like our kind of path was when we beat Villanova at Villanova in the Wells Fargo Center, and like Tyshawn Alexander, all these guys had like crazy games, and I think from that point on we were always ranked, and then COVID hit,
Mm,
which kind of destroyed
Mm-hmm.
the season because we were
yeah,
supposed to be like a 2 seed in the tournament, and then yeah, got sent home, and then had to restart next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was wild.
What
COVID was
kind
such a
of
wild
what
time.
kind of coach is Coach McDermott? What's kind of his MO?
Oh man, his I'd say his mo is probably just do your job. I
Mm,
think that's kind of just his thing. Like you just got to do your job, whatever it is, and then like whether you're scout team, whether you're a starter, like you're expected to be in the gym. You're expected to like raise the standard because it's like the program relies on everyone in the locker room.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, he was. I learned a lot being like my time there at Creighton, like being under these guys, and just being like kind of a fly on the wall at sometimes, listening to like some of these guys that are in the NBA now, and
Mm,
just like just learning. If I do like want to go into coaching, like that's something
yeah.
like I'll definitely take into the like my next like experiences, just everything I learned from there.
That's cool. So like, what
Yeah.
what's the biggest difference to you then from being seeing the D like a high level D1 now and then coming down to like a school like CCU and stuff where it's much smaller, but you're still in the city essentially and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Um, basketball is basketball the way I see it. Um,
it's a good point.
and I mean, even at like at CCU, it's like it's different. Like it's not like Division One, oh, like this big whole party scene kind of thing. Like being at CCU really kind of allows you to kind of lock into like what you need to do, like kind of school,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
basketball, relationships, like just like responsibilities, and kind of calms you down a bit.
Mm,
Um, but the biggest difference probably is just the attention. That's really it. Because basketball, at the end of the day, like I just said, is it's just work,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah.
So,
You
but yeah,
um
Denver's Denver's definitely a bigger city, but it don't
yeah.
matter really.
Did you like living in Omaha?
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot like Kansas City. It was
Yeah.
a smaller version of Kansas City. Felt like home, Midwestern home. Everyone kind of knew who you were.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like all the because Creighton's like right downtown. Like the
Yeah.
campus
Mm-hmm.
is like you can see like from the gym you can see the buildings, and um, I enjoyed it. I was always on campus. I never got to live off campus, but it was cool. Like
Mm-hmm.
Omaha, it's just a lot smaller, and
Yeah.
kind of UNO and Creighton are the only things that are there, and then the College World Series during the summers. So it's
Mm.
pretty low key.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
was just about to ask something.
Hold up, Bush. I'm
So,
gonna welcome the people
go
real
ahead.
quick. I'm gonna welcome the
Okay.
people. We got Kitchen Hook podcast number. Man, we're bad at this. What number is this, Bush?
35.
35?
35.
35. Got a special guest today from Colorado Christian University, Nic Zeil. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did, yeah.
You want to know how I just got that correct?
It's got the pronunciation on this website. Cheating.
Does it?
Bingo, bingo! I heard you say it on the roster sheet, so that's how I knew it because I thought it was Zeal. But we got Nic Zeil with us today, forward for graduate forward for Colorado Christian. We're excited to have you, man.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you having me.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
Bush, go ahead. My bad.
Since you got that all taken care of, I was gonna ask you, did you guys have like a certain did you have your own certain dorm that you guys got for like just basketball players, or like was there a certain setup like that, or?
No, it's not. It's not like these. It's not like KU, because you
Yeah.
always hear KU has like a basketball house, or these big high majors have these big houses for just the basketball players. But no, we lived in the dorms with everyone else.
Okay.
We shared rooms with like other players, so it's kind of you by yourself with other guys, but it wasn't like you didn't have a basketball hoop inside of where you're like living,
Okay.
or you didn't have everyone under one roof, you know?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
What I want to stay on Creighton here for a second, but then I want to kind of use that to transition to CCU. What my first part is,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think has led to the sustained success of Creighton, Creighton University? There, you know, especially in the basketball realm. But that's my first part, and then my second part is, what have you brought with you to CCU that that you can really translate to building the culture at CCU?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say for the first part of that question, I think Creighton is probably they're just successful because of the way they handle things, the way they handle their business. Coach Mack, he's a businessman. He knows what he's doing, dude. And he gets the right guys in there that knows what they're doing, especially players, coaches, GAs. He gets people in there that they know have bought in, and it's just a machine. It really is. It's just a machine, and we're all just kind of working it, and it just works, dude. It's cool to watch. They came into town last year and they played. I think it was Baylor and NC State for the tournament. And I got to go to those games, and just seeing guys that I used to play with is pretty cool. Like Sharif Mitchell, seeing him play at the ball arena, it was pretty sweet, dude.
Did you
I miss my
Did you play with Amalo?
what?
Is that he on the team?
No, I play with like Ryan Kalkbrenner, Sharif. I think he's at Ohio now, and then I don't think anyone else is there that I played with, but like Damian Jefferson, Denzel Mahoney, Mitch Ballack, like all these older guys when I was there.
Okay.
And yeah, that's probably another thing that sustains their success is they keep players. I know they had it like Arthur Kaluma, he transferred this year, but they kept like their core group of guys, and having older guys on any team always helps. So it's just kind of a combination of Coach Mack kind of working the system the way he knows how to work it, and then having guys bought into what he's trying to build over there.
I agree. Yeah. That was a good question, because now that I think about it, like if you sit there every year in the tournament, Creighton is always a team that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like Michigan State, how we were always talking about Michigan State, like Coach McDermott's that same type of, I don't know, I feel like style that he's got that in him. Because like last year, you guys they were one questionable call away from making the Final Four.
Yeah.
You know, so
it saved me a little bit of money because I was about to fly down to Houston and try to go to those games. But yeah, no, I was sad for the guys because I remember watching that game actually, because it was like they didn't call any fouls the entire game against San Diego State, and then there was that kind of hand touch, kind of like, is that really a foul? and
Hmm.
they called it, so you can't really argue with it. You can't challenge it like you can in the NBA. So
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
those ones are the tough ones because it always seems like it's always at that time. Okay, why haven't you called
right,
this? You call this now? Like this is you're gonna call this
right,
now? I
Hmm.
hate that.
right. Yeah,
That's
that seems
exactly
like
what I
kind of a
remember
theme.
thinking. Go ahead.
Yep. No, I was just saying that seems kind of like a theme. Like people have been like so I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm from Kansas City, and everyone's like, oh, like I think there was a big call in the Super Bowl last
Uh
year that
huh.
everyone was. I think it was a holding call, and
Hmm.
I thankfully I benefited from this time. But at the same point, what you guys were talking about, like you can't really make those calls in the biggest situations. You just kind of have
No.
to let them play out, like let the game go to overtime or something like that.
No, I agree
Hmm.
for sure. Because then it always
But
draws attention to the official.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, you can't decide a game with the whistle. You gotta let it run its course.
Right. Yeah, and especially like is if like if you don't make the call and it's just gonna go into overtime, you have 5 minutes to play it out. Like
Hmm.
it's no one's gonna be mad at you that you didn't make the call. Like people are just gonna be mad that you did make it. I
Yeah,
feel like unless it's blatant.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Bush, I
yeah,
don't know. I had a follow up question to that, so I'm gonna
Go
ask
ahead.
another one. What are some of those things that you learned at Creighton, or brought with you to where you are now, at
yeah,
CCU?
yeah. I'd say probably the biggest thing that I brought with me was probably just the work and learning how to work. Um, no, I take that back. Coach Simmons has really helped me with that aspect of it. I'd say the biggest
Mm,
thing is leadership, like being a vocal
mm,
leader, um, and just like seeing these guys that were at Creighton before I got there, like those ones I mentioned, like Mitch Ballack and all those
yeah.
guys, and seeing how they led the team through example, through their voice, like just through every aspect of how they did school, how they did relationships, how they did everything, and how it
Mm,
all kind of translates into the game of basketball. And kind of and with that point, bringing that over to CCU with a new team, new coach, new everything. I kind of had to find my niche in like this new situation. And the one thing I could always control, and me and Coach Simmons always talk about this now, is your effort, your attitude, and your toughness.
mm,
And it's just those like doing the things that you can always can control always will get you through hard situations. And that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of one thing I kind of brought over and kind of evolved since I got here.
yeah, that's
I
awesome.
like that.
So yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I guess just transferring into that, like since you are one of the older dudes on the team where you're at now, kind of what I always ask this question throughout the episode, but like, what are the goals for you yourself going like into this season?
Yeah. Um, personal goals. I want to try to make like a conference team, whether it's first, second, honorable mention. I want to make one of those teams. Um, and then for team goals, I want to make the tournament. I want to make the RMAC tournament. We haven't done that since I've been here,
Mm,
I like
and
that.
I think our team is really poised right now and in a good situation mentally and physically, and where we're at as a group to make that jump. Like we've been these past years, we've had great talent.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
yeah.
argue with the talent. Like Ross, DJ, we were just talking about it earlier, and it's we're at the point now where we have 16 guys that are all bought in to what we're doing, and that's a good recipe to beat anyone. So once we figure out
Definitely.
um, our defense, our offense, once we kind of get this thing flowing, it's going to be hard to stop, I believe.
Mm.
So yeah,
Is Ross Williams one of the best scorers you've ever played with?
yeah, I'm gonna have to give him that. He's a bucket, dude. Yeah, I think he's
Man,
over
that
in
kid can go.
Switzerland. I think he's over in Switzerland right now, just hooping, and
Mm,
he's playing so good over there, and I'm happy for him. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've been around some good players, and Ross, he's up
Hmm.
there, man. He can flat out shoot that thing.
He played at Corpus Christi last year, right? I
Yeah,
remember
they
seeing him
actually made the
on.
tournament
They
last
played
year.
Bama, and I'm pretty sure he hit a three at the end of the game that screwed up like a whole entire like the bets and stuff like that for Barstool
Was
because there was so many people like just pissed off at him.
That's
oh man,
funny.
that's funny.
He just
Knowing Ross, that's
go
probably what
ahead,
his
go
goal
ahead.
was. Knowing Ross, knowing Ross, that's probably just what his goal was. He was probably like, screw these guys, and I guarantee that's what he was thinking.
Because it was one of
He
them last
just
second threes too.
hmm Right. That's funny. But yeah, I'd say Ross is up there, and then dudes that I never played with but played against, like
mhm,
Marcus Howard, dude on or Marcus Zagorowski. Can't overlook that guy.
mhm.
Um, and then who was the one on Seton Hall? What was his name?
That
Oh, I know
was
exactly who
Played
you're
on
talking
Seton
about. I
Hall.
know exactly who you're talking about.
um,
Damn it, who was that guy? Because would go crazy.
Oh, bro, I remember because we played Seton Hall that my first year at Creighton to win the Big East like regular season championship,
Uh
and
huh.
that game flat out the most fun I've had watching a game. 'Cause I played at the end of the game, but we were killing them. But it was electric, dude. The stadium probably sits 19,000 people, and there were about
mm,
25,000 people packed into that place. So it was ridiculous because they had
mm,
he's on the Spurs now. Mamu Vilki, I think is his name.
mm.
Just a bunch. It was just a cool game to watch, man.
What
Bush, are you
where
looking
do
up
where
dude
is?
that dude from Seton Hall?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Where
Because I know
is
who
Seton
you're
Hall in New
talking about, but I
Jersey?
can't remember his name. Mm,
Miles
Miles,
Powell. Miles Powell.
Miles
Miles Powell.
Powell.
Yep.
That
Okay.
was nasty.
Dude was stupid, bro. No, he was dumb.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
He was a certified scorer. I wanted to ask
hmm
you about your first couple games here. Um, you lost a close one to. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. St. Edwards. What
Yep.
was that game like? And then you lost a tough one to Dallas Baptist. I know they're perennially pretty good, but what were those first two games like, and what
Yeah.
can you build on going into it?
Yeah. They were really good, like learning points for us. We went out there to Texas trying just to kind of keep finding our identity, and there were a lot of things we didn't do right that would have helped us win at least one of those games. Um, but it was kind of a good gut check for us. Like so St. Ed's last year, my first year, we got beat by about 40, I think. Last year, I think we lost by about 15, and then now, so we're slowly kind of
Mm-hmm.
like building up,
Mm-hmm.
building up, building up. But it's just takes time. Basketball, it's just how it goes.
Mm.
Couple missed shots, couple missed free throws, and we would have been in the game. Like I mean, we were already in the game. We lost by what, 5?
Yeah.
Five, yep,
And
5 point loss or 6 point loss.
yeah,
Yep, but yeah.
6 points. Yeah, but they're a really good team, really well coached. They run the snot out of their plays, so that was hard for us. Being the first real game we all played together. I think that was their third real game they played together, so they had a
Mm.
little one up on us. But yeah, we were all pretty sad we lost, like upset that we lost, obviously. But like, I think we got a little fat and happy um, for the game on the next day, which I think we got 40 balled.
Mm.
And we just didn't do. We kind of came in thinking we were like, oh, like we can play with these guys, like, and we can play with those guys. It's just we didn't
Mm.
do what we needed to do defensively,
Yeah.
and even offensively. We just kind of choked and kind of didn't do the things we practiced all since August. So,
Yeah. I
but
mean,
it definitely needed it.
yeah, it doesn't help that they shot 60%. That's tough to. I mean, when shots like that are falling, like
Bro,
anyone can win.
it's
Like I just looked up
it
the box
raining,
score.
dude.
It's just like, dude, like they're making 60% of
Yeah,
their threes. If that's tough.
yeah. No, it
Mm-hmm.
was. They pressed us the entire game, and we had I think 25 turnovers that game. So it's just, and we still scored 75 points, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
that's if we just played better defense and did what we've been practicing, and we would have weathered the storm. Because I think it was about 10 minutes left in the first half. I think we were up. like
Mm,
37-31, I believe. And then we just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of got away from what we were doing, what got us to that
mm,
point.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're kind of a young team this year. We have like 6 freshmen, 2 are redshirting, and then me and this other grad guy. Or we have 3 grad guys: myself, my roommate, and um, this guy named Brendan. And then
hmm
that's the only seniors we have really. So
Okay.
we're pretty young, I'd say.
Okay.
And
That's never a bad
it
thing though.
looks like a decent amount of
Yeah.
turnover too on your roster. Like there's some guys I certainly recognize the names from when I was around the
Oh yeah.
RMAC and last year, but I also don't recognize
Hmm.
a bunch of guys on your team. So kind of to your point, what you
Yeah.
were saying of shaking that rust off or kind of um,
Hmm.
getting on the same page, I can see how although 2 losses happened this weekend or this past weekend, it's a lot you guys can take from it and build on
Yeah.
and take into the rest of non-conference and then into conference.
Definitely. And then, to your point, like looking at our roster doesn't tell you that we were missing Morrow this weekend. He actually just had knee
Mm,
surgery today, so I'm praying for him.
Oh no.
mm,
Um, Nothing crazy, just a little bone fragment in his knee,
Okay.
a couple weeks.
mm,
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
nothing crazy. And then I know Shaylin was banged up, so a couple key guys that we were missing. But
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, next
Absolutely.
man up mentality. That's how it is. Been coach has been preaching is just next man up. So
Those are good things
yeah,
that have happened, though. Honestly, like it's you gotta find the positives out of the negative because
right.
now those young
Yeah.
guys who maybe wouldn't have gotten that big of a look
Hmm.
last weekend got a
Yeah.
look and got
Right.
their eyes open. Like, damn, okay, especially that Saturday game
Right.
because we went to West Texas my first year at Western and got beat 114-55. Like we got smoked. And yeah, so it's like those kids like it really opened everyone's eyes up to like, okay, this is
Yeah.
college basketball. This is a high level.
Hmm.
We can't be
Right.
getting 70 balled or 60 balled
hmm
on the
Yeah, and
road.
it allows you kind of bring a different intensity to practice the next week and carrying on and just kind of knowing what's to
Yeah.
come. Like we got some good teams in the RMAC, like
Oh,
teams that'll compete with who just beat us by 40.
for sure.
So got to keep that all in the back of our heads and keep it into perspective and
Hmm.
just do what we do and play. Really,
Yeah.
can't really worry about it too much though.
RMAC this year, I have a feeling is going to be pretty close. Like
I think so
throughout, I
too.
think it's going to be kind of closer than what a lot of people think. And how like
Yeah,
last year
dude.
was really just dominated by the top four. I think it might be a little closer
Yeah.
this year.
Oh yeah, this year all these guys transferred out. Like
Uh-huh.
Cott, I was just watching him play on Wyoming today.
Yeah.
I was watching Cott. I watched Joel Scott play the other day
Hmm.
on
hmm
Colorado State, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
CSU. I
Colorado
haven't
State.
gotten to see Blaze play, but he when they beat who did they beat? They beat someone the other night on the road, and it was an upset. It was a
Really?
good win for them, and he played down the stretch like he was in late game and all that
Hey.
stuff too. So like it's cool to see these guys out there like fitting. Like I was like Hugh, I was watching a cool cop play today, and I was like, you watched him play and
Mhm.
move. Yeah, he wasn't making shots, but it was like, damn, this dude
Yeah,
belongs on that court right there.
right. Yeah. And I remember we played Mesa at their place last year because we were I think losing by about 15 at this point, and he was just killing us. Like he's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
mm
really Blaze is a really good player. And he comes down, looks at our bench because our Coach D always talks smack to the guys on the court,
Uh
and he looks
huh.
at Coach D. He's like, "I'm about to hit this," and just does like a double between the legs step back, just right in someone's, I think DJ's face, and oh god, I was like, oh no, he's good. He's like that dude.
That stuff's
Yeah.
so demoralizing
Um,
though.
I was like, God,
Because you can't do
come on,
anything.
man.
You can't do anything. You can't
I
say
can't.
anything.
The funny part is I can't envision Coach D talking that smack on the sidelines. Like he's
Coach
been
D,
such a
he
dude.
always
Like
does. It's really,
go ahead.
oh yeah, yeah. He always talks smack. There was he had one dude on Metro that he would always talk smack to. He was there last year. Like their best
Lefty
scorer,
Tyree
Oh,
Randall.
Tyrese
lefty.
Randall. Tyree.
Tyree Randall. Like he would walk in the gym and just stare at D because how much D talks smack to him, and he's just funny. He's just funny, dude.
Oh
Like no
man.
matter who we're playing, he just finds like a young guy and just like you're so bad, and just he just it's not good. It's not good trash talk, but it's just he just gets in people's heads. Like it's
That's
it's
that.
awesome,
That's
dude.
that guy.
Oh
You'll be
man,
like,
that's
what did you just
funny.
say?
Hey,
he's
do you
he's
let
he's
him do
funny
you
though.
let him
It's
know
funny.
that he's gotta up his game, his trash talk game? You like, hey man, you gotta come with a deeper bag than what you
Yeah,
got right now, man.
yeah. I try to. I don't trash talk though, so I can't really say anything.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I think 2 years ago we were all like we were playing some Bible college, and I think everyone on the bench was just like trying to roast someone, and D tried to get on it, and it was just like the worst like roast you've ever heard. And we all just started going at him because I think we were like
Oh,
I think we were winning by like 30, and like people were just having a good time with it though. D's a
yeah.
good guy. I
Oh,
love
he's a
D.
great
You always
dude.
gotta
He's a
have the
great dude.
player. I like coaches like
Yeah,
that, like kind of like the players coach in a sense. To me,
yeah,
as the assistant, like yeah, it changes from aspect person to person, but you gotta have that assistant that's like the mediator between the players and the coaches, or else you're just
for
never
sure.
gonna get any. You're not. There's
Yeah,
never gonna be any medium set between the players and the
yeah,
coaches, essentially.
yeah. You definitely need that mediator. It's
Yeah.
just kind of, especially if there's tension between the head coach and a
Uh
player.
huh.
It's really good to go talk to someone. Like
Absolutely.
Hmm.
if you aren't comfortable talking to the head coach about it, yeah, I agree.
That's what I tried to
You
do when I was at
seem.
Western.
Go ahead, Bush. My
Go
bad.
ahead, Tate. No, go ahead. I was just blabbling.
You seem like you mentioned how much you communicate and you have conversations with your coaches, and that's a beautiful thing to hear. Like it,
Yeah,
you mentioned how you talked with Coach Simmons about, certain things on the floor, and how you can have some fun with Coach D, and that's a cool to hear that that's an environment that you guys have there, and it's only going to help you
yeah,
guys be more successful.
yeah. I agree. Yeah, it's really right. Like right now, it's an environment of just like coach trying to give us a space to grow,
Hmm.
and like his philosophy behind it is just if I allow you guys the freedom to make mistakes and to grow and play freely, you guys will play your best, and then I won't have to really do a thing.
Mm.
Hmm.
I'll give you guys scout, I'll give you guys things to do, I'll coach you, but the main goal is just to foster a environment that everyone feels comfortable and can thrive in.
I
And
like
yeah, me
that.
and Simmons actually talked about that the other day, and yeah, it's really cool. It's a really
Hmm.
good situation to be in.
Beautiful.
As a player's coach,
Yeah,
but he also understands the game too. He coached professionals, so he
yeah,
understands at a
yeah,
different. He understands it at a different level. Like where,
yeah,
some coaches just they don't basketball. You have to be a different person to coach professionals. Like who said it? Deion Sanders said it the other day. He's like, I can't. He's like, I can't sit there and hold a man accountable that's making millions of dollars and want it more than him. You know what I mean? I can't sit there and like berate a grown man. So you got to learn how to
right,
coach a different way and
yeah,
talk to people.
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah,
I've
he's
really
been.
picked.
I think
Oh, my
before he got to
fault. Go ahead.
CCU, he was. I think I was just blabbing on. Like, I think he was over in Australia or New Zealand before he got here, and then the
Mm-hmm.
Sixers.
Mm.
So yeah, you're definitely right with that professional aspect of it.
You could really tell that he had some pro background just by, like, I remember your guys when he first came in, the offense you guys would run and some of the actions that were so pace driven, and it was
Mm-hmm.
just like boom,
Mm,
boom, boom, the ball's being handed off, then a ball screen, then a swing, and it was like you can tell this
yeah,
dude has been around a game where it's probably
yeah,
much more about pace and getting quality shots a little bit quicker because you guys had an efficient offense from the jump.
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. We had good players too. Like we had like
Hmm.
Ross and those guys, but so yeah, he gets us in our stuff. We do 5-on-0 like every day. Get us in our offense, figure it out, find out where you need to be. And his whole thing is like one thing I struggle with is like getting into offense and like not thinking about it and just going. and that's like his one of his biggest things is just play comfortably and just let the offense flow.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And yeah, you can really see that how it's developed over the years with him and how the offense has changed and everything like that.
Because like it was like you were saying, and how I said it before we recorded, before you got on. It was just so hard to like scout that because that was my scout, and I couldn't figure out like. It was like, dang, this guy is a professional coach. What is he run? You know what I mean? Like, it was something
Yeah.
new or different every time, but they all were similar, or it just was hard to. There was only one play I really got down. I don't even remember it now, but it had to deal with Stafford with Andy, all going and doing something. So it was just like I didn't even know what to do half the time.
That guy, he's funny. Stafford.
I'll say this
But
about
yeah, this
Stafford.
year,
He's a dude that
yeah,
he's about as talented as of a kid that I've seen. You know, obviously he had his ups and downs and stuff, but he was a talented player, man.
yeah, he was. I think the year before I got here was first team all conference, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
or second team or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And he's a hooper, man. I was sad to
Mm-hmm.
see him go, but I don't know where I think he ended up at Corbin, and then I don't know where he's at now, but hopefully it worked out for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My bad. What were you gonna say? If you remember what you were gonna say, I kind of cut you off.
I don't even remember, man.
Yeah, I
Honestly.
figured you probably didn't.
Drop tape.
What? I got a question on deck anyway, so it's all right. What?
Let's hear
What?
it. Let's hear it.
What? Have you found that is he a kind of a big role guy, especially offensively? Like, is he a big role guy where like guys are taking certain shots and guys are put in certain positions, or is he more of a guy that's like, we want the best shot and coming from really anybody as long as it's a good shot?
Definitely the second of the two. My
Mm,
first few years here, it was more so that first, like what you were just talking about, like guys take these shots. But this year, it's if you're open, shoot it. You know,
mm,
except for our 7 foot CJ, he'll
yeah,
mainly be in the paint. But
yeah.
yeah, we've got mainly just a bunch of guards right now. So and people that can shoot. So if you're open, he just wants you to shoot it and
Mm,
play freely. Like I was just saying, like just get the shot up. We'll play defense. We'll get a stop. We'll get a steal. And yeah, just don't think about it. Just play ball.
I
mm-hmm.
like that. That's
That's a
such a
That
fun
good
way
kind
to play.
system.
kind of yeah, it kind of ties into um like his experiences with like professional, I believe. Just like 'cause you watch NBA guys, those guys. I mean, they're all star athletes. They're all world class. But basketball, if you work at it, if you put the time in the gym, his philosophy is like if you get on the gun, you shoot 500 shots a day, you do what you need to do. Like you're not gonna hear a word from him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just make sure you get a stop. That's it.
Yeah.
Play defense. That's every coach's like thing. Dude, just play
Yep.
defense for me, please,
Just play
please.
D. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just sell out.
I don't think kids
Just
really
sell out on
truly
defense.
understand the importance of that. We say this all the time. Like defense is so important. Just guard the basketball. If
Hmm.
you can learn how to keep the ball in front of you and force tough
Hmm.
shots and bad passes and
Yeah.
stuff, you're
Yeah.
inexpensible. Like any coach is going to come
Oh,
after you.
yeah. If you talk, our biggest thing right now is just if you talk, you communicate on defense, you're loud so other people can actually hear you.
Mm-hmm.
It's night and day. Like it does wonders for your
Oh
defense,
God, and
especially like the backline guys.
it's so funny to hear freshmen come in that first couple practices. Ball,
Yeah.
screen right.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to yell that.
Like,
Oh,
use your
dude, you gotta
voice, big
scream it. I
dog.
lost my voice the other day. Yeah, we have.
uh,
I lost. I think no, I think it was this week. I got out of practice and I was like, my voice was like kind of like scratchy. I think it was on Tuesday, so I'm
mm-hmm.
kind of happy we didn't do this on Tuesday because I would have been kind of whispering to y'all.
Uh-huh.
But you gotta scream, man. You gotta like make sure people hear you because the gyms are loud. Especially our gym is loud. It's just a tin shed, echoes in there. It's loud, dude. But
Hey, it is
it's
loud as heck in
it's
there.
That's one of the
it
most
gets super
unique
loud.
gyms ever.
Hmm.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah, the
okay,
first.
sorry,
You got it. You got
I
it.
really want to know so
Yeah,
the layout of this thing, because I've always wanted to know what's behind. Because you see the doors on your guys' end where all you guys go and stuff,
Yeah.
and like the upstairs portion, like what is it small back there? Is there not a lot of space or
so the upstairs or downstairs part?
both?
So the downstairs part, it's like the training room, like right when you walk in on the
Uh huh.
left, and then there's like the women's locker room between the court
Yep.
and the training room, and then our locker room kind of goes around
Okay.
to like, because there's like the doors right on the baseline,
Yeah.
like that
Hmm.
goes into our locker room, and then there's a second entry kind of back in that hallway,
Okay.
and then I think the ones you guys use is the volleyball
Yeah.
locker room,
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
and I don't know what those look like. I don't know. I can't speak on those,
Those are.
but
I mean, you guys
and then
got nice locker rooms.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
for
do.
sure, definitely. Like we were able to do like study hall in our locker room. It's a good setup, dude. And then upstairs, it's mainly the weight room. My guy T
Oh.
Lang, he really transformed that place since I got here. And this is like a turf area, his
Okay.
desk, like kind of where the windows are at, and then 4 racks with weights, so it's perfect amount
Mm.
That's
for what we
nice.
need.
And it's just straight,
And then
just basketball, volleyball, and that's it in there.
ba- basketball, volleyball, all sports are in there, but we
Oh,
have
okay.
track field, baseball, softball. Um, we don't have any football, so we don't need any more space really.
Hmm.
So yeah, we only need one strength coach. He's great at what he does. Um, and yeah, I think just hour a day for everyone. Every group, every team gets an hour, so
Okay.
it works out pretty well.
That's
And then the
nice.
rest of the space up there is just offices for the coaches.
Okay. Yeah, that
So yeah,
place, man, yeah, that is the loudest, meanest student section in the
Bro.
whole RMAC, in my opinion.
they're rowdy. I love it, dude. They just got out of Bible class like 3 hours ago, and they come and just talk
Yeah,
smack.
man.
I
They
love
just
it.
got done reading the Bible, and now they're gonna go talk some mess to these dudes hooping out here.
I know, it's
That's
awesome.
funny, man. It
It's
was
fun.
but Bush, I was thinking about that when we knew we had this interview today. I was like, someone's got to ask him about that gym because it does get just raucous in there.
Well,
It
yeah,
does. Like if it's a good game,
yeah,
it gets good.
and not only that, but like I've always just wondered, like I've always stood there like watching everyone go into that door where all the training room is. I'm like, how big is it back there? I really want to know because this place is tiny.
It's not that big. It's not that big, but we make do. It's perfect for us, so
Hmm.
we
Oh
don't need any
yeah,
more.
no, smaller
Yeah,
gyms for small schools are the way you don't need like
it's
Dixie
perfect.
State. They were bound to go D1. That gym was nice, and it's
Yeah,
just like your
Hmm.
right.
guys' gym for the RMAC is like perfect home court advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And
So
like we wouldn't,
perfect.
if it was anything bigger, we wouldn't really feel like
No,
it would just be,
Hmm.
it'd be kind of void. It's like perfect.
That's
It's
a
really,
great
really
point.
nice.
That's a
yep.
great point.
Yeah.
I want
Like
to
we played
ask
at,
you. Sorry, go ahead. My fault.
I was just saying like we played at like Pueblo and like places like that. They don't really fill it up, and it's like there's no point to having all this space. I don't think.
Hey,
And yeah,
he's talking
yeah,
about
it's
Pueblo
just
right now, man. He's
I
talking
love
about
that.
Pueblo.
Take a
I don't know, man.
No,
Even I mean
I coached there for
even
3 years, so it's just funny you brought that up because it's true. Like we don't fill that
it's fun.
arena up; it
Yeah,
needs to get filled.
it's a beautiful arena. My
It
God,
is.
it's Division 1 arena.
for sure.
But yeah,
Y'all need some
so what were you gonna
better
ask?
hoops, honestly though, or they need better
Those
hoops
are,
too.
those
Not
have
you,
been in
not
there
y'all.
since the '90s, I'm pretty sure.
I
So
was about to
I
say the
mean,
'80s.
it's time to update those
Hey, if
things.
you guys can
Yeah.
afford that nice ass scoreboard and that nice ass sound system you hooked me on to during practice, like you guys can get new hoops.
Hey, I
You
was
talking about
saying the
CCU?
same
You
thing.
get
Oh,
hoops?
No, it's
Pueblo.
Oh,
Pueblo.
Talk
Pueblo.
about Pueblo.
CCU. We actually had that freshman. Speaking of new hoops, 7 foot or 6'10", 280. He broke a hoop this summer. Shattered the backboard, dude.
Ooh,
I'm not even kidding. If y'all
that's a
text D, he'll
milestone.
send you the video.
I got
That's
It's
to
a
get with
crazy,
this
dude.
milestone, man. That's dope.
for real. What was I gonna
Yeah,
just ask real quick? Oh yeah, the court before your guys' court now. Oh my lord, Tate, you remember that one? The glass court.
I'm trying to think of it.
It was just
The
it was
what?
just so old. It was so old. There was like no
was it?
Oh,
grip.
was it? I can't even remember,
Oh
bro.
God.
Honestly. I wanted to ask you, Nick, about you mentioned earlier coaching real briefly. Um, is that something that you truly think about? Because you seem to have a mind that works that way. Is that a legitimate thought for you?
I've thought about it. I think about it in the prospect of having to go from like a GA to like a low level assistant, like the grind and the climb
Mm,
to get up to like where you ultimately want to be. That's daunting. But I just I don't know. I haven't thought about it that much. I haven't put like because I
mm-hmm,
my mom, she's a real estate agent, so I've always had a little like a mind like a want to maybe go into real estate. Um, but coaching, I think I would enjoy coaching high school, to be honest. Like being like with like kids are funny. I think like high school kids are just funny. Like what y'all were talking about, like making kids throw up. Like that's just like that would just be funny to me. I don't know. And they're just clowns, bro. Like from freshmen, you have 14-year-olds to like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and it'd be cool. Like I would enjoy it. I just don't know if I could effectively like coach. If I could like be an effective like film watcher. If I could watch hours and hours of film, I don't know if I could do that.
That's
It's
great you
tough.
Like
understand that, man,
yeah,
because that is
yeah,
seriously, you described kind of like you said, the ascending to where you want to be. That is exactly what it is. And
yeah,
you're speaking to two guys that
yeah,
went through a little bit of that. So the fact that you get that at this point in your life is an awesome thing.
I mean,
yeah. And
yeah,
I coached like some like little kids this last summer, which was fun. Um, but they just don't listen very well, and I get annoyed with that. So I just don't know if I could handle the anxiety
Yeah.
and stress of just telling someone over and over again to do this one thing and it doesn't
yeah.
happen. But
Mm.
I don't know.
I have an age cutoff. Like, there's a certain age I won't. I like, and it's not their fault. It's my fault. It's just me. Like, I can't. I don't have, like you said,
Right.
I don't have the patience to. And I try so hard, but at some, I just like, oh my lord, I can't do it anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe one day that'll change, but who knows?
Right.
I think when
No,
you
I
get
got you.
older, Bush, your patience will, expand quite a
Yeah,
bit. I don't know if you
yeah.
Become
follow Bush
wise with
on
old
Twitter,
age.
Nick. I don't know if you have
No,
seen some of
Okay.
this dude on
Nah,
Twitter.
I
He has
don't.
no patience for nothing.
That's funny, man.
zero. Well, there's this
Zero.
guy.
That's
I gotta unfollow. I did it again today. I just retweeted some dude's tweet. I was like, you just need to stop posting things about basketball because this is asinine.
right.
He said to
Yeah.
fix the Clippers' problems, they needed to start James Harden and Kawhi and bench Russ and PG and have them come off the second unit. I'm like, yo, their problem stems with the guy they just traded for, and you're too stupid to see
Did you
that.
guys see that video of the dude from Bali Sports talking about what not Westbrook, talking about Harden?
Yeah,
He
that
kind of
that Mavs
he
announcer.
kind of went in on him. Yeah, dude. He was like,
Oh, I did see
what did he
that.
say? You're
Yeah.
not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem. I was like, jeez,
I
dude.
wish somebody would look at me like they're more trusted in me than they're more trusted in you.
Yeah, right.
It's like, dang.
Right, dude. He's just trying to
He
make
went at
money and be
him.
in LA. I get it.
So do you follow the
Yeah.
NBA?
I feel it.
Yeah,
Who's
yeah. I mean, I follow it. I have a buddy I grew up with. So my mom and his mom went to high school together. Um, and he played on like a couple years above me, our same AAU program.
okay?
Landry Shamit. Do you know that?
Oh,
Do you know that
yeah, I
Oh,
name?
know
of
that name.
course. Of course.
Yeah,
Wichita State
yeah,
legend.
yeah, yeah. So I'm know him really well. Work out with him in the summer sometimes when he's in Kansas City,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
he's just a really really good dude. So I just follow him a lot, and then I just love watching LeBron. Like LeBron, we only have so much time with him. You got to watch every game you can get. Oh, you're not a Lebron guy?
No,
Who's
Yeah.
you're a Jordan
no,
guy?
no, 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 no. I'm a
He's a
Kobe
he's a
Bryant
Kobe
guy.
guy.
Oh, all right. That's fair. That's fair.
Kobe Bean till I die, and I stand on that
Kobe
mountain.
Bean. You got any
And
Kobe
he's a
shoes?
LeBron hater.
No, I'm waiting. I'm a big time LeBron hater, by the way. So I want to get the Grinches coming out next month. I'm kind of
Really?
saving for
Check
those.
check these out. I'll be right back. One sec. Check
Yeah,
these out.
bring the
Oh,
heat out one
he's
time.
got the shoe collection.
So at Creighton, we had these pink out games,
Oh,
and we got these,
those are
Ooh,
sick.
those are wavy.
and then we got these.
Yeah,
Mm.
those ones are cool too. Those were my favorite ones actually. That shoe.
Those are tough.
Dude, they're so comfortable. I just can't wear them, sadly, because they're priceless, you know.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they're starting to re-release them because
Yeah, right.
I will get some for sure.
Yeah, got to.
Do you
It's
have a
funny that the first ones I showed y'all, we actually got those the day he died. Like Kobe
Oh
passed
Dang.
away. Like we were like
wow.
warming up for the game, and we all had these Kobe's on. And everyone's like, "Oh, they're just so sick." And we look at our phones, and it's like, "Oh,
Wow.
helicopter crash, Kobe Bryant," and like everyone, like it was a
Oh.
pretty weird moment,
Yeah, that was one of those moments I'll never forget what I was doing.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Thought
I
that
remember
was
Yeah,
I
exactly
thought it
where
was
I
a
was.
joke. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was a joke.
I did too. I did too, to be honest. I thought everyone was pulling my leg, or they're like, "Oh yeah, like look, Kobe just passed away." I was like, "No, no, he didn't.
No,
No, he didn't."
dude's a superhero. He can't do that.
R.I.P. Bean,
Yeah.
man.
Exactly,
R.I.P.
right?
Bean.
Exactly.
Mm.
Who's your
R.I.P.
squad
man.
though? If you had to pick, who's your team
Like
for the NBA?
all time
NBA.
starting five,
Oh no no
or
no
just
no
oh
no! Like your
you
team.
just mean just a
Yeah.
regular team? I got to go with the Thunder right now.
Oh wow.
That's like the
Okay.
closest team to where I'm like at in
Mm.
KC, because like what we have Denver 9 hours,
Uh-huh.
OKC 6 hours, Memphis like 8 hours, and then Indianapolis like 8 hours.
Yeah.
So like there's no one. There's a huge void right there. I don't
Uh-huh.
know why
Yeah.
Kansas City doesn't have a team yet, but closest one's probably OKC, so I got to ride with them.
They're playing right now. They're not. That's a good roster. They got a nice little roster.
That's
I
a
like the
fun
way they
God,
team,
play.
dude,
man.
they're so good.
They are good.
And they have all those draft picks coming up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Their GM is made one of the best moves
Legit,
in GM history.
legit. Yeah.
Who you got winning this year?
They
Bucks probably. Either the Bucks or
ooh.
who's good? Who's even good? The Celtics.
See,
Celtics are really
I
really
love
good.
this because he understands that the Lakers are bad. He
Yeah.
understands. Some
Yeah,
people
they're
are
not.
Laker fans are like
They're
Cowboy
not.
fans.
That's funny. Yeah, I was watching them play last night, and they were down by like 26 going into the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
and it's just I don't know. Every like free agent that goes to play with LeBron, I don't understand. Like they just play terribly. I don't get it.
Demands too much.
Bush
I
thinks it's a
guess he
LeBron
might.
problem. I think it's they pucker up a
Obviously.
little bit because they're around the king.
What do you think Anthony Davis's problem is? Jeez, had 9 points last night.
That's AD.
Can't even
It's
name.
because
AD. I
he's in
texted
street
Tate
clothes,
like
man.
what I text Tate a couple months ago, not a month, a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Yo, we watched AD. We're watching the downfall of Anthony Davis. Like he's starting to become washed
Dude,
up. It's
dude,
sad
it's
to say,
crazy.
but it's like his prime wasn't too very long.
No, it was. I remember watching him play the Warriors in like a 1-8 series or something like that years and years ago, and he was just a bucket. Like he was hitting corner threes. He was cooking.
His big.
But it was the
He
Warriors.
should have never, in my opinion, he should have never left New Orleans.
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, he got his ring and
that
all
was
and
that was
stuff, but
peak,
like,
man.
let's be real. People don't remember that AD. People remember street clothes AD.
That AD was 18 years old playing on Olympics with LeBron and Kobe and all those guys.
Dude forgot his warm up one game too. They subbed him in, and he went to go take his not his jersey. He went to take his warm up
His jersey.
locker room. Nice
That's
move,
insane.
bro.
Shit.
I'd be nervous too. I can't even drink alcohol yet, and I'm playing with superstars that are
Yeah.
making millions and millions of
For
dollars.
real.
Seriously. So you said Bucks, or you said Celtics. Do you got anybody out of the West that you think are going to challenge them?
The Nuggets. Nuggets are really, really good. Nuggets are good, and then I think the Kings are pretty solid too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kings
Kings
are
are
good.
really solid.
I
Yeah.
can't bet against Jokic right now. Can't.
Yeah, man.
No,
I said, yeah.
he had a 40-point triple double the other night almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like 38 and 12.
I said Bucks earlier in the year, but like I think that was just straight off of knowing Dame and Giannis are on the same team.
That was the hype.
Not
Yeah.
seeing it, the hype, but
Yeah.
the Nuggets,
Right.
dude. If you got Nikola
Yeah.
Jokic on your team, you have a high chance of winning the game.
Right. And they have so many 3-and-D guys too, like Pope and all those guys. Like that's all you really need.
He against the Clippers the other night. The Clippers worked their way up and they were up like 8 or something like that, and then Jokic checked back into the game and just took over and was like, "We are not losing this thing." Boom, bucket, and they were back within like a minute and a half.
It's just so easy for him.
Yeah.
He does. I mean, he loves the game, but he just wants to go home to his horses and his family and just hang out. Basketball is just like a side job for him, really.
That's
He's
the thing that
the best
blows
in the
my
world
mind.
at it right now.
That's what blows my mind is he said he touched the basketball a little bit this summer, but like some of these dudes be in the gym, like Steph Curry in the gym every single day, like multiple times a day, and Jokic in the summertime just gambling on horses and partying his ass off, and he comes out and just kicks everyone's ass.
Something about those European dudes. Same thing with Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Luka, he's a bucket.
They treat the game
He's
differently.
a stud.
They treat the game differently than what we are treating the game right now. And if that doesn't get fixed at the youth level, we're going to see a lot more Europeans playing in the NBA and dominating the NBA.
Well, you just said it. They treat the game differently. They treat it as a game, really. Like it's just a game to them. And for like even kids are doing travel tournaments at like 8 years old now. I'm like, what are we doing? Just have fun playing the game of basketball.
I mean, yeah, travel tournaments are cool and all, but like these travel tournaments where kids are getting ranked in their class already, like the top 5th grader in the world, like bro, what are we doing?
Yeah, let them just play backyard basketball. Let them play some recess basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like just have some fun with it. I think that's where like a lot of people misconstrue the idea of just like sports in general. It's like there's so much pressure to perform, but just have fun and enjoy it. That's really like you only have so much time to play it, so play the game while you can. Don't stress yourself out about it.
Facts. That's a clip.
Absolutely.
That's a
clip.
That's a clip.
Hey. Yeah. Y'all play video games?
So I used to, not as much anymore. Not as much.
Man, I got an Xbox 360, bro. I'm not.
Wow.
I'm way out.
360, huh?
Play video games.
That's funny, man.
No, for me, it's just like I don't know. You just hit this age where it's like, dang, I got this, and this, and by the time I'm done with that, it's like, all right, I'm gonna lay down now. I'm tired.
Yeah, I got you.
What games do you play?
Yeah, I play. So I built my own PC about 3 years ago.
Okay.
So I play on that a bunch with my buddies back home, and we play like a bunch of like battle royale games like Apex, if y'all know what that is, and like Fortnite sometime now. Fortnite, because they brought the old map back. We don't really play sports games. We always like 2K is just so boring to me. Like I play enough basketball. Like I'll stick to what I do. Like I don't need to buy the same game every other year. But yeah, I play just anything that we can all really play together. I don't know. It's kind of my way of just keeping in touch with those guys and just getting my mind off of work, school, and basketball. Yep. So it's cool.
When I do play, I do it for that reason, to stay in touch with like friends that don't live near me anymore. That's like our way of communicating, actually getting to communicate instead of like texting or stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Real-time communication.
Yeah. Hills, you got anything else?
I don't. This was good, man. This hour flew by. Um,
Yeah, it did
Nick,
really.
Nick, we're hoping for the best for you, man. We're rooting for you. We are excited to see how this graduate senior year goes for you, and we'll be watching. If you need anything, let us know, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. Good luck
Thank you.
this
Thank
year.
you.
Yeah, I think you guys are gonna turn. Like I said, I think a lot of these teams that are normally, like, no offense, but like we've all been. I coach at Western. We were predominantly a lower ranked team all the time. People overlook us, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of those lower
Yeah.
overlooked teams this year are gonna come out at the beginning of the conference season and really kind of make some noise. Like, oh, okay, we gotta take them serious. So
Yeah.
the way you're
Yeah, for
talking
sure.
and stuff, it sounds like you guys are trending
Yeah.
in the right direction.
Definitely. Yeah, we got a bunch of good dudes on our team, so it's hard to not have fun and be solid when you have a good locker room and good coaches that believe in you. So yeah, I'm excited too, man. I'm hoping we can turn this thing around and just enjoy our season as much as we can. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
That's beautiful to hear. Well,
take it
this
away,
is a
Helps.
Kitchen Hook episode 35. Our special guest, Nic Zeil here from CCU. It's a blessing having you, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
thank you guys. I appreciate y'all.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah.